And now that sweet buns have arrived, this court is back in session. Go on, Uendo, eat up. Nice flavor. You can really taste the sake. That was delicious. Yes, a unique sweetness and the faint aroma of sake. Yet, I hardly think that anyone could pass out from eating something like this. What's the matter, Uendo? You're not afraid of a tiny manju, are you? Or are you scared of how many calories it has? Don't be ridiculous. A sweet little snack like this couldn't possibly... I mean, it couldn't... never... Must be leading more eating weakness. Wait, weakness? Oh my god. Fine, whatever. See? I told you. It don't affect me in the slightest. We might be a lightweight, but come on. Nobody's that light. Seriously, nobody gets drunk off of one little bun. It looks like it worked. Oh my. Witness, please tell the court your name and occupation. Oh. Oh. My name is Owen. I'm 5. You're 5 years old? Am I in trouble? Please don't yell at me. So he's Uendo's 4th personality. I hardly think a child like him could have motive to murder the victim. And even if he had a motive, could he have actually committed the murder? That's a very good point. Owen does appear to be a little timid, very timid and weak. Oh. It seems the defense was hoping this hidden personality would be the real killer. But now that he is standing here before us, it is clear that none of Uendo's personalities can be that killer. Where can I even go from here? Why was Owen's name written on the cards? Shisho. Owen, do you know something about what happened to your master? Come on, buddy. Won't you tell Auntie Athena what happened? What a scary lady. I'm not scary. Look at Auntie's big smile. Tell me about your master, please. Pretty please, with sugar on top? Okay. Shisho was super nice. He always played with me. Just like a real grandpa. I love Shisho. Athena, do you sense anything behind his words? I sense his sadness. Sadness so pure it's heart-rending, but no discord. Prosecutor Sadmati is right. Owen isn't the killer. But then don't you find it odd? Find what odd? Let's review what we've learned so far. Uendo arranged the Karuta cards to pin the blame on Bucky. Well, that's because the original message implicated Owen. But Owen is only 5 years old and absolutely adores Master Tornado. Exactly. The other 3 personalities also have no motive for murder. If Owen isn't the true culprit, then the person who first laid out the cards probably wouldn't have been Master Tornado. So then, who did it? I wonder who it could be. Did the appearance of Owen help you figure anything out? Yes, Your Honor. I now know who it was who first laid out the Karuta cards. But I thought it was the victim, right? No, Your Honor. I don't believe it was. The one who first arranged the Karuta cards on the table was none other than... the true killer! I believe the person who laid the cards out the very person who killed Typhoon Tornado. Oh no, he's the only person we haven't seen much of this whole case. Oh no. How quickly you move on to a new target when Owen theory proves false. You piece of shit. I don't know what a piece of shit I know, but I definitely know I'm not one. And before you start with the sermons, why don't you hear me out? Let's hear the defense's reasoning. Please proceed, Miss Sykes. But if you are bluffing, I won't go easy on you. I understand, Your Honor. Now then, please recall the original crime scene. Who did the Karuta cards name when the scene was discovered? Let's see. I believe they implicated the defendant, Bucky Wet, that's right. But when we found out that the message originally read Owen Forth... which implicated the young boy, Owen. Exactly, and the person who rearranged the cards was undoubtedly a Window. Window may have kept silent, but we can be sure he already knew his master was dead. His tampering with the crime scene using the TV all but proves it. I confess. I tampered with the crime scene. The reason Window rearranged the Karuta cards and moved the TV was because he saw Owen the Forth message and was convinced Owen had committed the crime. Right on, Prosecutor Blackwell. It would seem that Owen and the other three personalities don't share the same memories. But really, there is no fourth personality. It's just three of us in here. The Window feared that Owen had killed Master Tornado and then tried to hide Owen from us. But it turns out Owen is but a 5-year-old child incapable of hurting a fly. I hope that proves to be false, let alone his beloved master. So naturally, the culprit must be somebody else. And this somebody else, the true killer, tried to pin the crime on Owen. Why would he try to pin the blame on Owen? I see. That does make sense. Oh, because the other personalities wouldn't know. This is not but conjecture, composed of half-truths and fantasy. Who, then, do you maintain murdered the victim? I believe Owen might know something about that. I refuse to allow such impromptu testimony, and from a 5-year-old no less. Such a young child is incapable of producing anything coherent. But your desperation is disgraceful. You should realize when it is time to let it go, and I saw it. I saw Shisho getting... Owen! Do you know you do know something, do you? Don't you? Yeah. Oh my, is this true? If so, we must have Owen testify immediately. Don't you agree, Prosecutor Sadmati? It's alright, Owen. Go ahead and tell us what you know. What he's going to say is going to make us think that Bucky still did it. But in actuality, it was the pink-haired girl. Shisho was standing with a knife in his hand. Blood was dripping onto Shisho's face, getting it all red. I couldn't move at all. I was so scared, I passed out. This is eyewitness testimony from the moment of the murder. Owen, can you tell us anything else about what you saw? I was so scared. So scared. Owen! His emotions are spiraling out of control. Something must really frighten him. Is he alright? His emotions are running wild because he's trying to recall something frightening to him. I recommend a therapy session right away. I see. Yes. Please do whatever you can to help this poor boy. Will do, Your Honor. I better find the cause of these out-of-control emotions pronto. Shisho was standing with a knife in his hand. Shisho blood was dripping onto Shisho's face, getting it all red. I couldn't move at all. I was so scared, I passed out. So it's either the blood... It's gotta be the blood. There's nothing else that would make any kind of sense.
Got it!
Yeah, blood was dripping down onto Shisho's face. Blood? I don't remember seeing any blood in the crime scene photos. Besides, if the victim was standing upright, how could blood be dripping down onto his face? As expected, all we managed to obtain from this child is a tale he dreamt up. I guess it's a little weird for blood to drip onto someone's face if he was standing up. Unless it dripped down from the ceiling or something. What do you think, Simon? I don't know. Owen's one confused and upset kid right now, so who knows how accurate his memory is. Maybe it's time for that thing instead. Huh? What thing? That thing that you and your cohorts do. What do you call it? Rotate your thinking about? Oh, you mean turn your thinking around? Yes, whatever. It's the same thing either way. No, it isn't. Who's ever heard of rotating your thinking? I mean, rotate is... Hey, wait a minute. What? You know what, Simon? In this case, I think rotate just might work perfectly after all. Come again? All I have to do is rotate things by 90 degrees. When he saw his master, Owen must have been... lying on the floor... Yeah. Owen must have been lying on the floor when he witnessed his master's murder. What? That's the conclusion I arrived at when I rotated my thinking tube by 90 degrees. Which means that all the visuals in my matrix were off by 90 degrees. And? This means Master Tornado was also lying on the floor, which solves another mystery. And which mystery is that? The mystery of how blood could have been dripping onto the victim's face. It becomes much easier to imagine how that could happen if he was lying down. Like someone bleeding onto Master Tornado's face from somewhere up above him. I remember now. Somebody was sitting up on top of Shisho. And we know that the other three have absolute airtight alibis. I'm just going to call him one. Because it's their other personalities. There's only one person it could be! At this point, I kind of want my client to be found guilty. So trying to recall his master's bloody killer is what spooked Owen originally. The blood that stained the victim's face red came from the person sitting on top of him. The victim was holding a knife, so he likely nicked his attacker as he was fighting back. This means his assailant was injured on their face somewhere, like their forehead, perhaps. Assuming the victim and his attacker were face to face, then yes. Or... You know what was sliced? Ha! The pink-haired girl's nose. That's why you wear it in the nose thing. See? I see. So what happened then? Then what happened? That is what happened, but if I recall correctly, the accused had a fresh bandage on his forehead, does he not? That injury of Mr. Wet's is conclusive evidence that he committed this murder. Yo, Mr. Wet, where'd you get that cut? If it even is a cut. Seems you have dug yourself into a pit you cannot crawl out of. Even though I figured out the reason for Owen's out-of-control emotions, all I did was raise further suspicion against my own client. What do I do now? What's the matter? You aren't thinking of throwing in the towel, are you? But it looks so bad for Bucky. I mean, he had both a motive and opportunity. Plus, he has that injury on his forehead. Your Honor, I sense the defense is finally ready to let it go and move on. Fuck you. Well, Miss Sykes? I understand that you don't want to give up on your client, but I won't allow you to prolong this trial without a good reason. Well, that lawyer did her best, but all the signs point to the defendant's guilt. Maybe it's time she gave up. She tried everything she could. I really, really don't want to back down, but...
Silence!
Athena, are you having doubts about Bucky's innocence? I wouldn't say that, it's just... Do you remember what you said to Bucky earlier this morning? You mean you believe in me, ma'am? Of course, no matter what, I'll believe in you to the very end. Were those just empty words? Of course not. It's just that all the cards are stacked against us. Are you still stuck on that line of thinking? Motive, opportunity, and injury to his forehead? Is that all it takes to make you stop believing in your client? Tell me again, who are you to Bucky? I'm his Miss Chickadee lawyer. Then do your duty and believe in him until the very end. Gee, get out of my fucking face! Simon's absolutely right. I'm Bucky's lawyer, and he's depending on me. Defense team, please, no fighting in my courtroom. The defense is ready to resume, Your Honor. Prosecutor Blackveil was just giving me a pep talk, that's all. Thank you, Prosecutor. I didn't do it for your sake. I did it for the future of West Soba. Yeah, I got it. The defense would like to now continue with Owen's therapy session. Owen, would you be alright with that? Okay. So somebody was sitting up on top of Shisho, bleeding from their head, and smushing something onto Shisho's face. That's funny. What is it? I still hear discord in Owen's voice, but I don't sense any inconsistencies between his statements and his emotions. I just got a very shitty image in my head, and let's hope that it just stays a shitty image in my head. And there don't seem to be any contradictions in his testimony itself either. Ah, so that's it, huh? Did you figure something out? Your ability to sense emotions is making you focus too much on his feelings, Athena. But there's actually something he's being very vague about in his testimony. If you can clarify what he's feeling uncertain about with some evidence, you should be able to move forward from there. Okay, that makes sense. So I'll give it a try. I'll just update the mood matrix with the new information, and then we'll be ready to go. So I just need to present some evidence on what Owen is being vague about, huh? Wait, what? Whoa. Shisho had blood on his face and a knife in his hand. He was on the floor and somebody was smushing something into his face. I couldn't move at all. I was so scared I passed out. So now, let's see what Owen is feeling uncertain about. Oops. It should manifest as something Owen isn't being specific about. What's the matter? Is this too tough for you? No, I'm thinking. Stop distracting me. I think I can guess what Owen is uncertain about. I just don't know which piece of evidence will pull the info I need to the surface. I can't solve this with a rigid thought process. Try kneading your mind as well. Kneading my mind? It's not a soba dough, you know. Looks like you've learned a thing or two about making soba, at least. You think? I've only been hearing about it all day today. Well, even with that tiny bit of knowledge, you ought to be able to find your answer. That's Simon. He's figured something out again, hasn't he? And what's the soba-making process have to do with what Owen is unsure about? I mean, smushing something. I mean, that word is very, you know, vague. Something. See, it's just like this picture is my go-to because it has so many things that I could potentially point to. I just saved, right? I'm just gonna do it again just in case I didn't. I'm just gonna go with the picture. I mean, I haven't got anything I do. Okay, got it. I don't know what it is, though. A pillow? Let's put a name to the thing Owen's uncertain about, shall we? By identifying the murder weapon that was used to suffocate the victim. Fortunately for us, I spy the murder weapon right in here in this crime scene photo. Unfortunately for you, I spy nothing of the sort. And the police did not spy anything of the sort during their investigation either. Pray tell, where is this murder weapon you see? You don't see it because it no longer looks the way it did when it was used as a weapon. Oh no, it was the soba.
Take that!
The mystery person that Owen saw pressing soba... The mystery person that Owen saw pressed soba into the victim's face, thereby suffocating him. I grow weary of your tasteless jokes. How could anyone commit murder with soft, delicate soba? The noodles would instantly fall apart if they were pressed into someone's face. Yes, I agree. Well, I disagree. There is one way for soba. There is a way that soba could have been used to suffocate the victim. What? You will explain your theory at once, Miss Sykes. To kill Master Tornado, the culprit must have smudged him with uncooked soba. Uncut? Balled up. Only not balled up. Uncooked? No. Uncut soba dough. Yeah, dough. The dough. We're looking for the dough. The culprit must have used soba before it was cut into noodles. In other words, the murder weapon was raw soba dough. Order! Order in the court. Yes, soba dough could definitely be used to suffocate someone, couldn't it? Are you alright, Prosecutor Sadmati? I was just letting the soul of the victim know that the accused will finally face justice thanks to the foolish lawyer before me. Huh? What are you talking about? Are you talking about no lungs? Nothing was found in the lungs? Allow me to summarize and stuff. Okay, as the accused was killing the victim, he was slashed in the face by the victim's knife. Why don't you actually show who it was? Show the pink-haired girl. It was her. The weapon he used to suffocate the victim was the dough in the dressing room. He then disposed of the murder weapon by cutting the soba dough into noodles. Why, you smarmy. Oh, he's saying that it was only someone who could have known how to make soba. Afterwards, the accused put the victim's face into the bowl of soba noodles and broth to wash off the blood that had been dripped in the victim's... to wash off the blood that had dripped onto the victim's face from his own. And there you have it, the true sequence of events behind this foul affair. Now wait just a minute. I never once said that Mr. Wet was the culprit. Who but the accused knows how to cut dough into noodles, defense? I don't know. Maybe a certain pink-haired woman? Possibly? That's a very good point, Prosecutor Sadmati. I heard that cutting soba dough into uniform noodles requires considerable training. But then, what about the dying message? How do you explain that? The defendant wouldn't have known about a Windows Owen personality. Thank you, Judge. Perhaps the victim was simply playing with the cards, and they hold no meaning. And they hold no other meaning. Perhaps he spelled out Owen's name in jest sometime before his murder. That's true. From Owen's testimony, it's clear that Master Tornado cared for the boy. It appears we've arrived at a compelling conclusion. Taken together, all of these points paint a convincing picture of the defendant's guilt. Owen, is there anything else you can tell us? It doesn't matter how small of a detail, anything will do. Oh, you're scaring me. Oh, I'm sorry, Owen. Auntie Athena didn't mean to raise her voice. I have to be gentler with him. I can't forget he's only 5 years old. No need to be scared, okay, sweetie? Just tell us anything you can remember. Well, when I woke up, the person who killed Shisho was standing over me, bleeding from their head. Owen, you saw the killer's face? Oops, I did it again. So, what was it, Owen? Or who was it, do you remember? Oh, I don't know who it was. I'm picking up some noise. That means there's still something to uncover in Owen's testimony. I don't know what Owen saw, but suffice to say, we are analyzing the dreams of a child. You've wasted enough of our time, Defense. Let it go and move on. Fuck you, what are you talking about? Just shut up. No, there is still discord in Owen's heart that needs to be addressed. Therefore, I can't give in here. Owen, do you think you can continue with your testimony for us? Okay. I'll enter the new info and run an update then. Shisho had blood on his face and a knife in his hand. He was on the floor and somebody was pushing dough into his face. I couldn't move at all. I was so scared, I passed... He got... Okay, no, as he was passing out, he became less scared and less surprised. And when I woke up, the person who killed Shisho was standing over me. Okay, well, this is obvious. Why were you happy? You were happy because it was someone that you recognized, right? Despite witnessing the culprit's terrible crime firsthand, Owen experienced a positive feeling, one of relief. The person his witness saw was no stranger, rather, it was the accused. Therefore, it is only natural that he felt some level of relief when he saw a familiar face. Defense, end this madness and sell your soul no more. Owen, who did you see? That nice smell. I love the smell of that perfume. Here it goes. Oh. It's the smell of... You can do it. Try to remember, Owen. Oh, the smell of... Oh. Owen. It seems Owen is now resting in the infirmary. They certainly have their hands full today down there. Let's continue with the trial. Despite Owen's testimony, it is the opinion of this humble servant of the Holy Mother that the child's words were insufficient to clear the accused of suspicion. But what about the scent of perfume Owen mentioned? I believe it's a clue that will lead us to the true culprit. But there are thousands of perfumes in the world. It could even be the scent of hair product that accused uses. He does have one amazing hairstyle, so that's certainly possible. The witness is a 5-year-old boy. He cannot tell the difference between conventional perfumes and hair products. Why couldn't you have gone for a crew cut or something, Bucky? What's more, the only person who can cut soba noodles with such precision is the accused, and no other. Oh, yes. Oh man, how am I supposed to argue with that? Oh hey, it seems as though the pink-haired girl used to be a soba chef. And so, the person Owen saw at the scene of the crime can only be the accused, Bucky Webb. Again, I'd like to be wrong. I would really love to be wrong. Hey. I never use hair products or anything with the smell. If I wore something like that, the smell would get into the soba. And here's where we're gonna remember that she wears perfume, because he said that she doesn't like her getting her perfume in the soba. He doesn't like her getting, yeah, boom, check it. Mr. What? Aren't you supposed to be resting in the infirmary? Whatever. You'd think I'd let my soba stink of perfume? Try that chilled soba for yourself and see. I believe we have no choice but to try it. Strictly for examination purposes, of course. Now then, let's dig in, shall we? You hear that? That's the sound of this case's ending boring me already. Ahem. Well, I'm satisfied that there are no traces of hair products or perfumes in Mr. Wet Soba. First sweet buns and now savory soba. What a delectable trial this has been. This texture is different from the soba I had the other day. It reminds me of a dish we have in Korean called banupun. What do you think, Miss Chickadee? My soba's pretty good, isn't it? It's delicious. Don't you think so, Simon? It still pales in comparison to his late father's cuisine. Simey, why you always gotta be so hard on me? Bailiff, take the defendant back to the infirmary at once for some rest. Rest? I ain't no lump of plain old Wheaty dough, you know. I'm fresh like my soba. You don't let soba dough rest. It's about the 3 freshes of soba. Grind the seeds fresh, cut the dough fresh, and boil the noodles fresh. Good grief, what a defendant. At least Bucky wasn't the source of the perfume smell. Wait! Smelly perfume? It looks like you remember something. The phrase, smelly perfume, reminded me of a certain somebody. Oh, and who might that be? There's only one person that comes to mind. Oh, who? Oh gosh, guys, to be honest, I have no fucking clue who she could potentially be talking about. Perfume? I mean, is it Simon? Simon? I mean, Simon, he looks kind of effeminate. Maybe he wears perfume. This guy, well, I mean, I guess he could wear. Oh wait, no, he's the one who died. No, it wouldn't make sense for him to. Well, obviously Bucky Weed. This guy looks like he could wear perfume. He's a prosecutor from Kurain. Maybe they have some sort of some special perfume there that they have to wear for, you know, religious purposes or something. So I think that it's most likely. Oh wait, hang on. Oh, and oh, silly me. On further inspection, this is the prosecutor of this case. Can't possibly be him. Udin Tornado. Let's see. Oh wait, that's right. No, it can't be him, right? It can't be. Because he is also Owen, and Owen is the one who is talking. So obviously he wouldn't smell perfume on himself. I mean, well, fuck, guys, man, I know absolutely no fucking.
Take that!
Geiru Tornado, Yes, she did smell very nice, didn't she? Just a moment, defense. You would throw suspicion on Geiru now because of a scent? Your Honor, there was no need to go along with these ever-changing claims on the defense. I agree with the prosecutor, actually. I suppose the claims have been awfully inconsistent. Geiru could have been at the crime scene. Yes, but you'll get to see those balloons of hers if we call her back to the witness stand. How vulgar. His Honor is not interested in such things. Ahem. Setting the matter of her balloons aside entirely. I do believe it is appropriate to ask Geiru some questions, given the circumstances. This has nothing to do with her balloons, of course. Thank you, Your Honor. I'm with you, buddy. I hate this too. Hey there. Thank you for calling this murderer to back for an encore. It's me, the murderer you all know and love. Murderina. 1, 2, murder. I'm the murderer. I bet you couldn't guess that. Wow, what wonderful balloon artistry. Your Honor, please. Now then, what would you like for me to murder? What would you like me to murder this time? Actually, I called you back for more testimony. Huh, but I'm all talked out. This recent murder has left me completely deflated. What? You didn't find that funny? Anyway, what exactly is going on, Simon? It seems the person who murdered Master Tornado was wearing perfume. And you were the only person I could think of who wears perfume. In the whole wide world. Wait, you mean I'm a suspect now? I'd love to be wrong. To be, you know... If I'm wrong, I'll look like an idiot. I don't care. I'll be happy. I'll be happy that I'm wrong. I'll be like, yeah, I was fucking wrong. That was awesome. But I know I'm not. Gator, you know about Owen, right? Well, yes, I often played with him at Shiso's request. Oh, that's good. That's good. Immediately admitting that she knows him. That's good. This is good. Okay, she's not trying to cover that up. That's good. So that means you could have left that fake dying message, right? This is good. These are good things. What? Just because I wear perfume and know Owen? You think I'm a murderer? Oh, how could you? The witness is absolutely right. With no evidence but the distorted memories of a small child. It is outrageous of the defense to accuse this woman. That's right. You don't have any proof. You may step down from the stand, Gator. The defense does not have one scrap of evidence that connects you to the crime. Wait just 1 minute. I may not have any proof, but Owen's testimony is still... enough. Please feel free to leave, Gator. Let's check and see for a scar that you might have. But I'm so close, there must be something I can do. Well, if the prosecutor says it's okay, then I guess I'll be going now.
Silence!
Hoi, Gator. You're an entertainer, aren't you? Once you go on stage, it's your duty to complete your performance, is it not? So what are you doing, leaving halfway through? There's a bandage on Gator's forehead. Okay, so it wasn't her nose. And since we know that Master Tornado's killer had a cut on their face somewhere... Impossible. How did you know, Simon? I didn't, but I had to take a chance and see for myself. Otherwise, your theory would remain a groundless accusation. Your Honor, Prosecutor Sadmati, the scent of perfume, an injury on the forehead. These things are completely consistent with Owen's testimony. In short, the mysterious individual Owen saw in the dressing room could have been Gator, please. I'd love to be wrong, Miss Sykes. Please let me be wrong. Does this mean you are formally indicting this witness for the murder of Typhoon Tornado? Should your accusation prove to be false, I hope you're prepared to pay the price in full. Simon, what price is he talking about? I thought that should be obvious. Prosecutor Seth Monk says he'll see to it that you never stand in a court of law again. I must say, though, he knows how to make a trial interesting. Just whose side are you on, Simon? Go on, then. Into deep end with you. You really have but one choice, anyway. Well, Miss Sykes, I'm waiting. With regards to the witness Gator Tornado, the defense wishes to indict. There's no reason for me to hold back. Not if I really believe in my client. Not. He's kind of an asshole. The defense wishes to formally indict Gator Tornado for the murder of Typhoon Tornado. Oh, gosh, I've never been more not excited about anything in my entire... I have tried to be merciful, but now even your pleas will reach the Holy Mother's ears. Not even your pleas will need that. You will have plenty of time to regret your decision in the pit of hell. Except I won't need to. The person who murdered the victim was not Mr. Wet. It was Gator Tornado. That bandage is just from a silly slip-up I made while cooking yesterday, that's all. Cooking! Cooking? Like, cooking so much? Well, what can I say? That's what happened. You also don't have an alibi for the period before Port BM, do you, Gator? But, I really didn't know anything was wrong until Shisho was found dead. If you don't believe me, then with a twisty twist... And Balloon, there you have it, an adorable little kitty. How could you suspect a cute witty little balloon artist like me? I've been meaning to say this for a while now, but could it be that you don't have an eye for balloon art? Don't you think you know who I am? You didn't have to come out and say it. I'm the daughter of a great Rakugo artist. Rakugo artist. I never wanted to do stupid balloon art. I was supposed to be a Rakugo storyteller too, just like my late daddy. But Shisho told me to do balloon art instead. There's her motive. Guess the victim thought she had no talent as a Rakugo artist either. So you're still gonna suspect poor little thing like me? I'd like to not, but I mean, please stop trying to skirt the issue. It all comes down to the scent of perfume and the cut on your forehead. And you and the culprit in Owen's testimony share these two traits. Can you go ahead and take your evil form now? You're dead set on accusing me, aren't you? Well, here's what I have for naughty little girls like you with a twist, twist, twist. There it is. I'ma cut you, witch. Go ahead, make me testify all you want. The truth revealed, it'll be your balloon or mine that goes pop. Got it? Oh my, is this yet another hidden personality? Simon, is everybody in the Tornado School like this? How should I know? Yeah, I visited the dressing room during the time to make a courtesy call after my act. Shisho and Owen were in there, but they were both snoring up a storm. I saw the note Shisho left, so I just left. Didn't want to disturb me, you know? The perfume Owen smelled must have been left over from when I visited. So Gary was saying she went into the dressing room, but then left right away? Don't take her at her word. Come on, do you really think I would? I'm just trying to figure out how to get her to talk about what really happened. Now then, Miss Sykes, you may proceed with your cross-examination. What I did before the murder. Yeah, I visited the dressing room during the time to make a courtesy call after my act. Hold it. A courtesy call after your performance, huh? Come to think of it, who didn't mention making some kind of visit? Yeah, a visit to your master before and after your routine. That's just common courtesy with us Rakugo artist entertainers. So that means you pay the victim a courtesy call before your performance too, right? What did you see at that time? He was having a drink and getting himself into a festive mood. He liked to say that drinking gave him a silver tongue. So he was already drinking by then? The window wasn't there in the dressing room yet at that time. He must have gone in there during my act, because when I went back... Shisho and Owen were in there, but were both snoring up a storm.
Hold it!
Could you describe how they appeared? They were both stretched out on the floor, snoozing away. So, sitting the victim up and over the table must have been the culprit's doing. After all, who wouldn't stretch out the floor if they were taken in, if they could... Who wouldn't stretch out on the floor if they could to take an... After all, who wouldn't stretch out on the floor if they could to take a nap? If they... Oh. Okay, this sentence just for some reason made me... Ugh. Who wouldn't stretch out onto the floor if they could to take a nap? Needed to be a bit of a pause right there. Plus, that matches up with what Owen said in his testimony. But if he was asleep, how could you tell it was Owen? How did you know it was in a window? I've known that guy for ages. One look at his face, and I know which one I'm dealing with. I see. Hang on. Just wanted to turn 3D on. I mean, the sword's not really... whatever. I saw the note Shisha left, so I just left. Didn't want to disturb him, you know? Where did you find your master's note? I don't know. Can't remember. Did you notice anything else unusual or out of place in the room? Well, there was the sake and a half-eaten manju on the table. But I didn't see anything else out of place, or whatever, and I didn't see anything else out of place or whatever in the room, though. Oh, is that a fact? Of course it is. What do you think? And you didn't change anything around while you were in there? I didn't do anything. Look, I'm telling you. I didn't see anything funny near Shisho, and I didn't touch anything in the room. Your baldness. I request that statement be added to Gator's testimony. Simon, what's a statement like that going to do for us? Just play along, will you? You'll see soon enough. I have no problem with adding that to the testimony, but how about you, Miss Sykes? I have no problem with it either, Your Honor. What is Simon thinking? I didn't see anything funny near Shisho, and I didn't touch anything in the room.
Hold it!
So I just want to confirm. You didn't see anything at all unusual or out of place anywhere around the victim? I already told you, nothing. And you didn't touch anything at all in the dressing room? How many times I gotta say it? No, I didn't touch anything. Wait, but then, is she saying she didn't see what a window immediately saw when he checked the victim's body? Does that mean it wasn't there yet at the time? Oh, hold on. I guess there was something. What was it? The soba-making equipment was already there in the room. That means Bucky must have been there in the dressing room before me, doing something. Thanks for the non-help. Well, a new statement has been added. But she's still sticking to her guns. She says she didn't see anything unusual in the dressing room. But that strikes me as a little strange on its own. Really? Why? Master Tornado really is the one who left that. You think Gator would have noticed it? And if Master Tornado wasn't the one who left it, we must ask, who did? You know what I'm getting at, don't you, Athena? I think so. I really appreciate Simon's help, but I've got to come up with with the answer myself this time. Yeah, you said you didn't notice anything odd or unusual near your master? You also said you didn't touch anything in the dressing room. That's right. What about it? Then I wonder who left that dying message with the Karuta cards. What are you going on about? It had to have been that Bucky. Sorry, but that's not possible. Because only 3 people know of a Window's personalities. Window, your master, and you! Bucky had left that Karuta message, he wouldn't have spelled out Owen, he would have spelled out a window. What it boils down to is this: as a member of the Tornado School, you, Gator Tornado, are the only one who could have left that dying message. And as the person who left that message, it is clear that you are Master Tornado's killer. Will you ever quit your yapping? You are like wretches clinging to the spider thread of salvation. Allow me to cut that holy thread from the heavens and bring you back down to earth. Would you quit butting in whenever things start going my way. Start to go my way. Blah blah blah. Silence, child. Playtime is over. What did you just say? As the witness stated, she went into the dressing room and soon came back out again. But the victim's note was not the only reason she left with such haste. There was another reason that compelled Gayru to leave completely, and to leave at once. Gayru, would you please relate said reason to the court? There was a reason why Gayru had to leave the dressing room? Well, I didn't want to show you this, but I guess I got no choice. Keep your eyes peeled, because here it comes. Your hand is all swollen and red. What happened, Gayru? If you must know, I'm allergic to buckwheat. Which means that she had been handling buckwheat. Allergic reactions to buckwheat can vary, though they're usually on the severe side. With Typhoon Tornado making soba noodles in his dressing room, Gayru was lucky to still be alive, considering all the soba flour that was swirling in the air. Good thing I left pretty quick. I managed to escape with just a mild reaction. But I touched Shisho and he was being carried away, and look what I did to my poor hands. There must have been soba broth in his clothes or something. If I'd inhaled any of that soba flour, I'd have a seizure and it'd have been good night, Gayru. I never could have stayed in that dressing room for very long. A person allergic to buckwheat couldn't be in a room with soba flour in the air. And certainly couldn't use soba dough as a murder weapon either. This isn't good. You knew it would come to this, didn't you? That's why you never mentioned her allergy. As if I would do anything so underhanded. I was simply trying to protect the privacy of those witnesses. I'm sick of all these accusations. Why don't I just testify and get it all out in the open? But yeah? If I came into the slightest contact with buckwheat, I get an allergic reaction. And with that much soba flour in the air, that room could have literally killed me. Look at my hand. Just touching Shisho's body caused this much damage. There must have been soba broth on his clothes. So I never could have committed that murder in the dressing room. Still can't believe it. Nobody told me she had soba allergy. Do you know? Did you know, Simon? Does it look like I knew? Protect the privacy of the witness, my foot. What a dirty trick. Now what do we do? There's only one thing to do. Put Prosecutor Sadmonk to shame with your cross-examination. Right. No matter how small, I'll find us an opening and break her testimony down. How thrilling. A case with a whole 2 suspects. If I come into the slightest contact with buckwheat, I get an allergic reaction. You're not lying about this soba allergy of yours, right? Of course not. I swear on the grave of my father up in heaven. I can even get you a doctor's certificate if you want. She seems to be telling the truth. I've had this allergy for as long as I can remember. But I never dreamt in a million years that it'd clear me of murder. And you'd come out of this smelling like a delicate buckwheat flour to boot. Well said, Your Honor. And with that much soba flour in the air, that room could have literally killed me. I'll give you that there was quite a bit of flour scattered about in that dressing room. But you went in to pay your respects to your master regardless, right? Yeah, but like I said, I came right back out. I mean, the soba-making tools were right there. You better believe it, I was careful not to breathe any of it in. But you still could have committed this crime if you held your breath while doing it. Don't be ridiculous. I would have suffocated to death before Shisho did. Yeah, I guess you're right. Jeez, get a grip, will ya? Look at my hand. Just touching Shisho's body caused this much damage. Maybe there's a twist here. Like you're actually allergic to dogs and maybe not soba? You kidding? Bring my little JnLgame in here and I'll hag and sneeze him like there's no tomorrow. I'm telling you, I have a genuine, honest-to-goodness soba allergy. Defense, the witness clearly has an authentic allergy to buckwheat. Any further deliberation no matter would be meaningless, pointless, worthless. You heard the man, lawyer girl? Alright, fine. Just starting to think the same thing myself. Doesn't mean I have to like it, though. I probably got this allergic reaction on my hand because I touched Shisho. There must have been soba broth on his clothes. I have a question about that, actually. If you're allergic to soba, does that mean you're allergic to the noodle broth, too? Well, the buckwheat from the noodle can dissolve into the broth, so duh. Touching soba broth can be just as deadly for me. Don't you know anything? What an amateur. I'm sorry. Do I look like a doctor to you? Look. Anything that has soba in it, or anything that has touched soba, is like poison to me. So I never could have committed that murder in the dressing room. So I just want to cover all my bases, but could the murder have possibly occurred somewhere other than the dressing room? That is out of the question. By even asking, you show your complete disregard for all we have discussed until now. Yes, I have to agree. The defense can't go around suggesting new premises without basis. Unfortunately for you, Shisho didn't take a single step from his dressing room around the time of the murder. Well, that is unfortunate for everybody. Geiru could not have possibly committed this crime in a room where soba was being made. Finally, the time has come for the last rites of the victim to begin. Oh, okay, hang on. What would Mr. Wright do at a time like this? There's only one thing to do. What are you smiling about? It's time to do the mind tricks. Has the pressure overwhelmed you? Nope. It's just the worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. I see. You have no rebuttal, and so the only thing left to you is to smile. Oh, ho 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 ho. That's where you're wrong. I do have a rebuttal. Turn your thinking around, Athena. Don't try to figure out how Geiru, who is allergic to soba, could commit the crime. Figure out how Geiru could have been in that room and not have an allergic reaction instead. He's blacked out. By the victim. Allow me to read. Resting, do not... What if that certain piece of evidence doesn't mean what we think it means? If that's the case, I might be able to prove that Geiru could have committed this crime. No matter how hard you search in your mind, you cannot overturn the facts. Well, Miss Sykes, if you have no further objections, I shall hand down my ruling. True, I can't overturn facts, but what if we can get our facts about a piece of evidence? What if we got our facts about a piece of evidence wrong? got our facts wrong? What are you talking about now? And what piece of evidence do you mean, Miss Sykes? Please point it out to this court. This evidence proves that Gator could have killed her master, even with soba allergy. This?
Take that!
It's Master Tornado's note. The note? Preposterous. What possible connection could there be between the witness's allergy and that note? The answer lies in the true meaning of this note. Its true meaning? The note does not mean I am resting, do not disturb, as we assumed. But rather, it actually means this dough is resting, do not disturb it. Wait a minute, Athena, that doesn't make any sense. You're right, it doesn't. After all, as Bucky told us many times, you don't let soba dough rest. What's all this jibber-jabber got to do with anything? This is it. This is the home stretch. This note and Mr. Wet's words have led me to the conclusion that Master Tornado was... The victim, Taifu Tornado, was not making buckwheat noodles. He was making ordinary udon noodles instead. That layer of flour in the dressing room wasn't soba flour, but plain old wheat flour for udon. Did they not test this? So actually, it was totally plausible for Gator to be in that room and kill her master. What? But if that's true, it changes everything. Your Honor, the defense requests that the flour in the room be tested immediately. But soba noodles were found in the bowl, and Gator didn't have a reaction on her hand. Or did have a reaction on her hand. How do you explain these things? Well... Even if it were udon flour instead of soba, you still cannot prove Gator committed the crime. But... Don't lose your nerve now. Keep climbing forward or you'll feel my blade back at your back. Enough with the threats already, I got it. Talk about pressure. Alright, Athena, take a deep breath and go over everything again. Okay, now it's time to do this. I'm going to revisualize the case from the start to finish. I have to find conclusive evidence that Gator committed the murder. What was Master Tuna making? He was making udon. Obviously. By my logic, Master Tornado must have been making udon noodles in his dressing room. But something on the crime scene indicates otherwise. What was found in the bowl on the table? Even though the master wasn't making soba noodles were found at the scene. So that means the noodle had to have come from somewhere. The noodles had to come from somewhere. Wait a minute, one mysterious serving is... soda, that sounds familiar. Where did the soda in the bowl come from? What? Oh, he had a soba stock? Oh, fuck. I thought... I remembered that, whatever his name, the Noodle 4 guy, he had to make a soba delivery or something and he got mad about it. That's why I thought it was the catering service. Okay. Got a way to cook the soba and put it in the bowl. The hell was even the first option? Okay. That's why no weapon was found, because Gator got rid of the dough somehow. By turning it into dumplings, and feeding it to her doge. The real murder weapon was the udon dough the victim made. If we can find this dough, that'll prove my theory correct. Undeniably prove Gator's guilt. Okay. Even if we could find this dough, what makes you think that it would prove she is the one? It'll have her blood on it. Please recall Owen's eyewitness testimony, prosecutor said. The forehead was caused by the victim's knife. And Gator's blood must have dripped onto the dough used as the murder weapon. That would make the dough pretty conclusive evidence, wouldn't you agree? Ah, but where is this conclusive evidence? Let's hear your theory on where this murder weapon is. Well, it's... If I can't find the answer in the evidence on hand, we'll lose this trial. So how did Gator get rid of the udon dough? Think, Athena. What do I have that points to the suspicious behavior on Gator's part? Now then, Miss Sykes, let's hear your answer. Where is the real murder weapon hidden? Nice barking, but... God damn it, he even says barking. I assume you have a bite to back it up? Stop distracting me, especially not right now. Wait a minute. This piece of evidence can point us to the location of the hidden murder weapon.
Take that!
Gator. What is it? I'm just an innocent girl. I don't know anything about a murder. Stuff that cute act in your balloon hat. Gator got rid of the dough she used to kill Master Tornado in a bold and daring way. She did it right in front of Prosecutor Blackwell's nose. By feeding it to her dog. Oh, Of course, now it all makes sense. I was puzzled as to why Gator, who should know her own dog's eating habits, would feed Jegumu more than he thought he could possibly finish. Your Honor, please order an investigation of the yard right now. And what should the police at the theater be looking for exactly? Jegumu must have buried his leftover dumplings somewhere around this doghouse. Dumplings that Gator made out of udon dough with her blood in it. This is preposterous. I want to thank you, Simon. If you hadn't kept me going, I might have given up along the way. What are you blathering on about? You still have work to do. Now, by your hand, finish this wretched case off, Athena. You got it. Gator, do you remember what you said would happen if the truth were finally revealed? When the truth's revealed, it'll be your balloon or mine that goes pop. Got it? Well, now the truth is out, and it looks to me like... it's your balloon that goes pop. I'm a Rakugo artist. I was the one who was supposed to inherit that name. But then Shisho... Why are my balloons bursting? Daddy? Are you mad at me? I've been a bad girl. I... Wow. Oh no. Whoa, hey, huh. She had black hair the entire time. Whoa. Oh, that's the most surprising thing in this whole fucking case. Are you ready to tell us everything now, Geiru? The whole reason I entered the world of Rakugo in the first place was to follow in my father's wonderful footsteps and inherit his stage name. His stage name? You don't mean Uendo Tornado. I knew I wasn't very good at storytelling, but I thought that if I did the stupid balloon thing like Shisho wanted, I'd inherit the name someday. But Master Tornado gave the name to his junior disciple. Yeah, that's why I took my revenge on Shisho during the show celebration and celebrating the name succession. So that was your entire motive. I doubt anybody else could understand, but inheriting my father's name was everything to me. It was my whole reason for living. All the days you could have taken your revenge. Why did you choose the day of the show? Because I wanted to pay Uendo back for stealing what was rightfully mine. I wanted to pin the blame on him at the show where all the Tornado fans were gathered. But then Uendo tried to shift the blame onto Bucky Wet. And now we know the whole story. There's just one more thing I want to know. Did you know Master Tornado was making udon in his dressing room yesterday? No, I didn't. When I saw the soba making noodles, I was worried about my allergy. But it was my only chance to get my revenge on the two of them, so I went ahead and did it. So it was a premeditated crime, but in the end you only went through with it on impulse. Then, the allergic reaction on your hand. Is it from touching the soba in the refrigerator with your bare hands? When you were tampering with the crime scene after your master's death? Yeah. By that time I wasn't clear-headed enough to worry about my allergy. Geiru, how could you do all this, you idiot? Geiru, I get your desire to inherit your father's name. But what you really should have inherited from him wasn't his name, but his heart. His heart? Do you have anything to add, Prosecutor Sadmati? Any objections? No, Your Honor. Miss Athena Sykes. Yes, that's the first time he's used my name. I shall be sure to remember your name. Really? Seems he finally recognizes you're the proper adversary. Thanks. That's all I ask, Prosecutor Sadmati. Looks like there are no further objections. Bailiff, please bring in the defendant. Ah, good. It seems you have made a full recovery. Now then, this court finds the defendant Bucky Wet not guilty. This court is adjourned. May 13th, 11:55 a.m. Court. Congratulations, Bucky. I'm so glad you were found innocent. Thanks for everything, Miss Chickadee. It still sucks that you were accused of a crime you didn't commit. Did Innuendo have it out for you or something? I don't think so. Innuendo said it was a spur-of-the-moment idea he got when he saw the Soba-themed cards. Simon, where have you been? I stopped at Innuendo's questioning. Only you, Bucky, could get framed for a crime on a whim. No way. I almost got convicted out of convenience. Well, at least you've been completely cleared of all charges, so buck up, Bucky. One more important note. What I really want to know is, why did Master Tornado let Garu inherit her, and why didn't? What do you mean? What do you mean on a more important note, Miss Chickadee? Now don't be such a wet blanket. Just go with the flow. Now, come on. You think the Master was trying to encourage her to quit the entertainment business? Nah, that's not it. He didn't give the name to her because he wanted Garu to find her own calling in life. To perform whatever she wanted without being bound by her father's name or Rakugo. Making udon was his way of showing his support for her in her new endeavor. So that's why he called you into the theater, huh? To teach him how to make udon? A more roundabout way I've never seen, but that's Master Tornado for you. So this entire incident happened because of a misunderstanding? How sad. By the way, Garu wasn't the only person Master Tornado was trying to cheer on. Even though, the person in question still seems unaware of the Master's intentions. What? You talking about me? Come on, no way. All the old man ever did was criticize my soba. That's not true, Bucky. There must be some way to make Bucky see just how much Master Tornado cares about him.
Take that!
Is that supposed to mean something to me, Miss Chickadee? Huh? I thought this would do the trick, but I guess not. I knew it. That old man never expected much out of me. You're so dense, the both of you. Damn it, I was just kind of hoping that he would just be sad. So I just want someone to be sad, and I want to know that I'm responsible! Bucky, take a good look at this deed, and the holder's name in particular. It's still in my name. Master Tornado was just up to one of his tricks when he said he stole the shop from you. He was trying to force you to grow into a truly capable owner in your father's stead. He probably used some tough love on you, so the shop wouldn't just go belly up. I see. I never knew. Oh, Master Tornado. I'm so sorry. Keep working hard, Bucky, and pay him back by living up to his expectations. Thanks, Simey. And you too, Miss Chickadee. One day my soba's gonna be so good it'll knock that old man's socks clean off. After all, I'm the 4th generation owner of Wet Soba. Wet Noodle number 4. I better get back to my shop. I gotta get ready for the lunch rush. Hold on. Could I place an order for delivery, Bucky? Yes, Miss Chickadee. Could you deliver a bowl of udon to Garu on behalf of her master? You got it. I'll make sure it's got all the TLC Master Tornado would have packed in it, too. Thank you. I'll see you. Be sure to drop by the soup shop sometime. I will, and I'll bring the whole agency with me. Do us all proud, Bucky. I'll have the best soba in town waiting for you when you come. Peace out. It's nice to see somebody giving it their all, isn't it? I wonder if I leveled up any thanks to this case. Don't kid yourself. The trial would have been a spectacle and a half had I not been at your side. You don't know that. For a lawyer who's versed in psychology, you're too full of weak points. You need to learn to analyze yourself and more objectively. Or you could just teach me your famous mind tricks, Simon. No. Way to shut someone down, and why not? Because the more pesky lawyers there are, the harder my job becomes. So that's in my best interest for you to remain green forever. Hey, what about what's in my best interest, huh? Besides, weren't you the one who had the wool pulled over your eyes by Uendo? Must you remind me? How could I have known Uendo would do time soba? Hey, speaking of time soba, I just thought of something funny. Oh goody, I can't wait. Okay, here it is. In time soba, why didn't Mon number 9 get counted? Come on, do you know, Simon? How should I know? Because 7, 8, 9! Thank you, I'll be here all week. That I should have known. Come on, let's go get soba or something and go home. Your treat? I'll treat you to 50% off the tab, and don't forget, you still owe me for that manju. Really, Simon? It wouldn't hurt you to pay for me every once in a while, you know? Quit squawking and start walking, Athena. Hey, wait for me! I may still have a ways to go as a lawyer, but just like Mr. Wright, Apollo and Simon before me, I'm going to get there someday. After all, I've inherited their passion for our courts and law. I can do this. Not my favorite. Maybe the next one will be better. Let's watch it. I'm not going to comment further on that one. I'll just say that it was very obvious. In a bad way. I mean, there's no good way. Whatever. Let's just watch this.
It's time for a revolution!
That's far enough.
Huh? Who's there?
It is I, the Plumed Punisher, warrior of Neo Twilight Realm.
Good people of Khurain, we can't allow things to go on like this.
The Defense Culpability Act has done nothing but produce countless victims of wrongful convictions. The time to act is now, for we, the Defiant Dragons, have obtained the ultimate weapon, the Founder's Orb. And to the Garenian regime, make no mistake about it, I will personally dethrone you. A dragon never yields, nor will he rest until his revolution is complete.
Hey, we get to play as Apollo. That'll do it then. Alright. Said I was going to leave it at that, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave it at what I said. So, the next case looks interesting. It's got Dirk in it. So, and we're playing as Apollo. That's cool. I like Apollo. I'd like to play more as him, so that's good. Hopefully it's not one of those things where you start off as, like in the last game, where you start off as Apollo, and then it's like, yeah, but really, you're gonna finish things up as Phoenix and do most of the work as Phoenix. Apollo's just gonna have a little bit at the beginning. Hopefully not. I mean, Apollo has, like, you know, he has a big stake in this, you know? Well, we'll see. Who knows? I doubt anything could make me more... never mind. Yeah, so let's hope that it's interesting and fun. Yeah, so until the next time I play this game, I will see you later, guys.